Hi, this is Yoshio, and welcome back to Angels with Scaly Wings. This is a trip to the woods. This is a new mod that came out a little while ago. Apparently it works in conjunction with another mod, the Not So Tragic Hero mod. And apparently it's got connections with ND&D, which I played. I looked it up. It's episode 60 of my gameplay, and I did it 4 years ago. The sound quality is not amazing, and yeah, I'm kind of scared when I go back and look at my old videos, but that's where that one is. So we're going to see how this works. So we have multiple Anna mods detected. Jump to which one? We want a trip to the woods. As you wish. So we're going to go on a walk with Anna. I did have a little look at ending D of the Not So Tragic ending mod. In that ending, Anna and Nadine have a big chat about Amelia and what she did with her baby, the thing with Remy, and all that kind of stuff. It was about the kids in the orphanage and what Anna did to those kids. You probably know all the background story by this point. So, you know, Vara, Amelie, all that kind of stuff. So this is after all that happens, where Anna was going to talk to Remy, tell him exactly what happened, and hope for the best. So this is set after that. Hopefully everything is okay. Are we in the woods? Are we going for a stroll? You know, I'm still finding it hard to believe you actually agreed to do this. Given how seriously you take your work, I didn't expect you to just take a whole week off. Well, what did you expect? You're the one who's been constantly pestering me about having a proper work-life balance and finally burning through all those vacation days I'd saved up. Plus, you getting to spend some time in the wilderness might actually help toughen you up. Hey, I'm not that weak. Says the one who brought a tent because their soft, sensitive skin can't handle the ground. I don't know why you're complaining, since you're not the one carrying it. Plus you'll be using it too, unless you're planning to sleep on the ground by yourself instead. Fine, you win this time. By the way, you still haven't told me where we're going. It's a spot I found last time I went out like this. It's quiet and free of predators, if that's what you're scared of. And how long is it going to take to get there? You sure do love asking questions, don't you? You'll know when we get there. Be mature? Are we there yet? Be mature. We don't want to get on Anna's bad side too soon. It's going to happen though. Okay, here we are. So what do we do now? You can set up that tent you're so desperate to bring, and I'll get some firewood. Firewood? What? You can't make fire by yourself anymore? I can obviously still make fire. I just don't want to be relighting it every 15 minutes. Do you think you can handle setting up the tent by yourself, or do you want to wait for me to help you? Yeah, I can handle setting up the tent by myself, thanks. And I'm not a master outdoorsman, but I'm not that incompetent. Well, I guess we'll see. Off she goes. I found a relatively clear spot to pitch up the tent and started to unpack it. It was actually surprisingly easy to set up, which I put to my extra dexterity. From what I could find while shopping for camping gear, dragons didn't have sleeping bags, so the blankets and pillows I brought would have to do instead. After it was all done, Anna still hadn't returned, so I started to work on a simple fire pit. After a bit of searching, I found some rocks and eventually lugged some of the more manageable ones back to our campsite. She's back. Looks like someone's been busy. See, I know what I'm doing. Don't start getting cocky already. We still have the rest of the week out here. A whole week in the woods with Anna. Anna then walked over to the fire pit and made the beginnings of a campfire. Stand back. She proceeded to take a few steps back too and light the fire the same way she had before. Ta-da! Wow, I totally haven't seen that trick before. Oh, smartass. You're one to talk. Anna then took off her own bag and tossed it over to me. Check the front pocket. Crackers? And... oh, s'mores. Yeah, s'mores. Well done. Okay, now we're even. But there's something else too. Anna opened a different compartment of her bag and then pulled out 2 metal cups, a recycled bottle full of milk, and some hot chocolate mix. Has that milk been in your bag the whole time? Is it even still fresh? I bought it yesterday and it's been in the fridge since this morning, so it's fresh enough. We're going to be heating it anyway, so why does it matter if it's warm now? I guess it doesn't. Grabbing some small twigs from the firewood Anna brought over, I skewered some marshmallows and started roasting them, while Anna filled the 2 cups with milk and put them close to the fire. I didn't bring much with me the last time I went out like this, but these are some of the things I wished I did. You haven't really told me much about you going out into the woods like this, other than your vacation, where you just went in a random direction for a week. Well, is there anything specific you want to know? Would you stay out in the wild forever given the chance? How did you find this spot? What did you bring with you the last time you went out? How'd you find this spot? Yeah. I already told you, I found it last time I was here. It's safe, there's water, food, and other essentials nearby. I figured it'd be perfect for a newbie like you. Okay. Thanks for looking out for me. I appreciate that. Given all you've done for me, it's the least I could do. By now, the marshmallows we've been roasting were a beautiful golden brown, and the milk was sufficiently heated up. I got 2 of the marshmallows and put them in some graham crackers and chocolate, while Anna mixed the chocolate powder into the milk. After I finished the s'mores, instead of handing me a hot chocolate, Anna had taken the other marshmallows I'd roasted and added them in, and put the cups back near the fire. Be patient, it will be worth it. In the meantime, the 2 of us tried the s'mores. I've never had those, I don't really know what they are, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. You know, these aren't too bad. Yeah, pretty good. We set another pair of marshmallows to start roasting. Okay, would you stay out in the wild forever, given the chance? Forever, huh? I wouldn't. The work I do for our society is far too important to just stay out here like a wild animal. I guess your whole enjoying different experiences mentality must have dried up. Okay, while I can appreciate spending some time isolated in the woods, I still do take pride in my work, and I also do enjoy some of the modern comforts of society. Though, I have to admit, being out here again is a lot more appealing than I remember. Maybe it's because you actually have some company this time. Maybe. Our second set of marshmallows were also now perfectly toasted, and the ones in the hot chocolate were melted as well. I made our second set of s'mores while Anna retrieved our drinks from the fire. Wow, crunch, these are really satisfying after walking all day. Not as much as the first ones, but sure. Oh, I'm slurping that drink. This is probably the best hot chocolate I've ever had. I'd have to agree with you there. It's been far too long since I've had this. I didn't expect it to feel so nostalgic. Just after finishing our drinks, I suddenly felt something touch my face. It was a raindrop. I looked up, and some heavier rain clouds were only a few minutes from hitting us. I guess we should go into the tent before you and your clothes get soaked. In a minute. Yeah, we'll wait a sec. Okay, if you want to get drenched, your choice. What did you bring with you the last time you went out like this? You said you wished you brought more s'mores and hot chocolate, so I was curious. I didn't bring much with me. Okay, that's specific. It was years ago. You really think I still remember everything I brought? Okay. I bet you brought coffee though. Yeah. No, I obviously didn't bring coffee with me. Though in hindsight, I probably should have. The caffeine withdrawal was a bitch to deal with. And I didn't bring any this time either. Great. If you end up getting more attitude from me than usual over the next few days, blame it on the migraines. The few light raindrops from earlier were now turning into a much heavier shower. Okay, we're going into the tent now. I'm not letting you get sick because you wanted to sit out in the rain. Okay. Oh, zipped up inside. I can hear the rain. I bet you're glad I brought this tent now. Fine, I'm willing to admit you made the right call this time. So what do we do now? It's still pretty early, so I'm not extremely tired yet. I don't know. Any ideas? What do we do? Yeah, I've got an idea. Let's hear it. Have you heard of a game called Never Have I Ever? No, how do you play? So each of us hold up a hand, and we take turns saying Never Have I Ever, followed by asking if the other person has done something. An example would be, never have I ever played this before, and if one of us has played this before, the person would put a finger down, and the person who runs out of fingers first loses. Okay, and you definitely didn't choose that last rule because you have more fingers than me. I only used 4, so it's fair. Okay, you're on. But before we start, any bets? Let's have a think. Bragging rights lasts more. Loser has to take down the tent. I think it's just about bragging rights, isn't it? Yep, unlimited bragging rights. Perfect. Okay, oh, game is on. Never have I ever seen someone die. Wow. Worked to the point of neglecting these, accidentally burned yourself, or gotten caught stealing. Never have I ever seen someone's like that's kind of dark, but let's go for it. Yeah, too dark. Well, we technically both have? What do you mean? Maverick and Reza? Oh, right. I'm sorry for bringing it up. It's fine. That was a bad way to start it. Never have I ever, God, what's she gonna say? Been born. Okay, that's just unfair. What rule says I can't? Well, none, but still, it just ruins the fun. It's like me asking, never have I ever hatched from an egg. You see how it's an unfair question? Yeah, I get it. Let's just keep going. Okay, I'm losing though. Never have I ever purposely gone out of my way to spite someone. Wow, you know me well. I'll take it as a yes. Yeah, long story short, I had more than my fair share of malicious and spiteful moments when I was younger. Especially when I was a teenager. I was a menace back then, but because I had such a brilliant mind, I was pretty much untouchable. I pity anyone who had to deal with you back then. I can only imagine how bad it was. Ah, trust me, it was really bad. Okay, we're tied again. Never have I ever not seen the fireworks at the festival. Not seen the fireworks, but we went and saw them together. Yeah, we went to see the fireworks, but we left early. We were there for not even a full minute. I don't count that as seeing the whole show. Fine, you can have that one. I'm losing. Never have I ever accidentally ripped something with your claws, got caught stealing, accidentally burned yourself. Should I go with these new ones? What about accidentally burned yourself? We'll go with that. Yeah, I've done that. What's the story? Well, as I'm sure you're aware by now, dragons can make fire on demand. And something you might not know is that dragons can do this when they're quite young. You can take an educated guess what happens when an unsupervised hatchling tries to make fire for the first time. Thankfully, because of our scales and limited fire-making ability, it's rarely a huge issue. Never have I ever not been camping before. Actually, I have. You actually think I'll fall for that? Well, after the flare, times could be tough. There were certain points where some of us had to sleep in tents. I guess you could argue it wasn't camping because it wasn't for a vacation, but I'd say it's close enough. Yeah, I think it does count. Sorry for making you bring that up. It's alright, I brought up the murders of Maverick and that. Never have I ever gotten into a fight? How about that? Seriously? What? You really thought I'd be the kind of person who gets into physical fights with someone? Just because I can sometimes come off a bit hostile toward people doesn't mean I'd actually fight someone. That's how you get arrested for assault and battery. But what about the whole conflict with Reza? I wouldn't classify that as a fight. If that pathetic coward didn't have that toy of his, any one of us could have dealt with him in a heartbeat. And from what I recall, you were there for that too. So let's say it doesn't count and move on. So what's she got? I don't like that smirk. What's she gonna say? Never have I ever seen more than 3 humans. Yeah, alright, you got me. I know, that's why I asked it. That means she wins. I don't think there's any way to beat her, is there? Looks like we've got a winner. Yeah, it sure does feel good to win. Not that you'd know. Oh, she's gonna lord it over me. You know, this game actually wasn't too bad. And, you know, I won, which is a big plus. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Looks like it's gotten pretty late though. Oh yeah, it really has. I'm actually feeling pretty tired now. I guess walking all day has finally caught up to us. Seems like it has. I proceeded to get undressed, and after some time arranging our makeshift bed of mismatched pillows and blankets, we settled down, embracing each other. I've been looking forward to this all day. Looking forward to what? Stealing my body heat? Exactly. Well, good night, Anna. Good night. Hopefully she enjoyed her walk to the campsite. Morning comes. Oh, she gone? She not here? I slowly awoke from my slumber, feeling groggy from the very different sleeping conditions. Ah, she's still here. I steadily regained my bearings and realised Anna was now partially lying on top of me, probably from moving during the night. She was still asleep, so I tried my best not to wake her, while still trying to stretch out my stiff muscles. Anna then slowly woke up too, stretching in a similar way to how a big cat would. Morning, sleepyhead. Morning. Seems like you're well rested. Getting to sleep outside and having my very own self-warming pillow makes a big difference. So what's the plan today? We laid there together for a while longer, until Anna eventually decided to get up. Come on, we can't just lie here forever. I got something for us to do. Okay, just give me a minute to get dressed. She left the tent, and after getting dressed I followed. Out we go. Catch. Anna threw something to me, which turned out to be an energy bar. What's this? Breakfast? Eat it. You're going to need the energy for later. She took out her own bar and started eating it too. Wow, water and energy bars. Truly a breakfast for champions. After that embarrassing loss last night, you shouldn't be calling yourself a champion. You're really going to take full advantage of the whole bragging rights thing, aren't you? You knew exactly what you were risking when you made that bet. I opened the wrapper and started to eat the bar as Anna was finishing hers. Okay, let's go. Where are we going? It's a surprise. When you're the one who has the surprise, I'm immediately on guard. Trust me, it'll be fun. Alright? I'm really curious, what does Anna want to do that's fun? We're here. You brought us to a lake? Yeah, this is a lake. Good job. Ha ha. I'm assuming you're not getting in fully dressed? Yeah. Then what are you waiting for? Anna, we're out in the open. I'm not just going to randomly start getting undressed here. Why not? It's just the two of us out here, and there's nothing I haven't seen already. But what about when I get out? I'll just be getting my clothes wet then. Then I'll make a fire so you can get drier. Oh Sho, why are you stalling so much? Can you not swim? Or are you too embarrassed to admit it? Shut up. Not having a proper swimsuit, I reluctantly got undressed just down to my underwear and put my clothes aside for later next to Anna's bag. I made my way over to the lake's edge and bent down to feel the water temperature. Wow, that's cold. Come on, it's not that bad. Anna then entered the water and seemed to be mostly unaffected by it. See, stop stalling. I slowly made my way into the water too, trying my best to ignore the cold shock. Well, how is it? It's cold. Don't worry, you'll get used to it. We made our way deeper into the water, and as Anna said, I started to get accustomed to the temperature. You know, you're right, it's not too bad. My body just needs a minute to adjust. It's cold. A mischievous smirk started to appear on Anna's face, which immediately told me what she was doing. Anna, don't you dare. Don't I dare do what? Anna. We just got dunked. Oh no. What's wrong? Yeah, how does that feel? We splash it back. Refreshing. You have to do better than... Okay, we're having a water fight now. You were asking for it. I then shifted my weight backwards, so I was floating on my back and started to sky gaze. Anna started copying me soon after, and so both of us were floating in blissful silence. Just staring at the sky, watching the clouds go by. That's it, a little bit of poetry from me. It's peaceful. This is a lot more boring than I thought. Then let's make it more interesting. I sat back up and looked around us. How about we go cliff diving? Cliff diving? Is it even safe to do it here? Sounds to me like you're scared. I'm not scared, I'm just concerned for our safety. You're definitely scared. Fine, we'll go cliff diving. This does sound like a bad idea, I will admit. We got out of the water, and after a minute of walking around the lake, we found a suitable cliff to jump from. I made my way over to the edge of the cliff and peeked over. Oh man. How high is that? Yeah, this should work. Anna walked over to the cliff edge too and looked over. You better make sure that the water is definitely deep enough. As you're going to jump in. Do you want to go first or second? I don't know. You decide. It's okay to be scared. We can jump together or push her. Push her is harsh, man. I'm going to tease her. It's okay to be scared. Yeah. I'm not scared. I'm not stopping you then. If I go first to show you it's safe, you going to come after? Yeah, sure. Whatever. Yeah, she's a bit scared. I took a few steps backward for a better run up. Going for it. Okay, I heard the splash. Are we alive? Did we make it? Did we break our leg? See? It's perfectly safe. That must be deep water. No jagged rocks underneath. So you coming or what? Anna then disappeared over the cliff face, but then reappeared a few seconds later jumping down. Watch out. She gonna make a big splash. She just popped out like that. I told you it was safe. Shut up. After some more time just swimming around, we eventually made our way out of the water. Hopefully she enjoyed it. And see how we're both alive and unharmed? Now you know cliff diving isn't something to be scared of. Okay, you better shut the hell up before I make you. Okay, I'll drop it. Yeah, she didn't seem to be into it. But yeah, I shall make you a fire now so you can dry off. But it was a new experience at least. Anna started to clear out a patch of grass to start a fire on, and in the meantime, my gaze wandered around our immediate area. Suddenly, I spotted a creature that resembled a deer further down the lake drinking from it. Hey, Anna, look. What's up? I pointed at the deer-like creature. Good eye, that's our dinner sorted. Well, floor's all yours. No, I don't think so. This time, you're actually going to be helping me, so we have to get dressed. But I'm still wet. I'll get my clothes wet too. It's only going to be for a few minutes, then I'll make a fire like I said I would. Okay, so why exactly do you need my help? Are your hunting skills not as good as you said they were? This isn't like last time. This isn't a domesticated animal that's just going to stand there all doe-eyed waiting to be killed. This is a wild animal that's going to try to run away. I'll go to the other side of it, and you can scare it toward me. Give me about half a minute, I'll be ready, and don't forget to get my bag. I started to get dressed as Anna made her way past the tree line and deeper into the trees. By the time I got dressed, Anna got on closer, but not too close to the deer-like creature, and soon made her way around to the other side of it. Anna was still in my eye shot, so she signalled me, and I made my way closer to the creature. Hey! Straight away it snapped up to look at me, and immediately started sprinting away from my direction. Little did it know, Anna was waiting in the perfect position to pounce at his neck and claw at it as it tried to run away. I made my way over to Anna, and she was already starting to prepare the fresh carcass. Food is up. This time, I get to choose what cut of meat I get first. Anna. Oh, right. I'll start a fire for you first. The last thing we want is for you to get sick out here. We then started to clear out the sufficient patch of grass for Anna to start a fire. Okay, get that fire up. I immediately clung to the fire to dry off and warm up, while Anna worked on cutting some meat for us to eat. So, what kind of animal is this? It's called a barasingha. It's rare for it to be reared by ranchers, but the meat is still perfectly edible. She then cut some slabs off the meat and then put them near the fire to cook, and kept a few for herself to eat raw. I remember you humans can't eat raw meat, so I'll just keep the rest of this for myself. If only we'd brought a cooler or something, so we could keep some of this for another day or two. First you bring a tent, and now you want a cooler. You might as well have brought a generator and a quadruple-sized bed for you as well. But what are we going to eat for the rest of our time out here? This wasn't the only animal out here, and you've proven to be a capable hunting apprentice, so we'll be fine. And besides, I brought some spare food with me, just in case we don't find anything. Is that where you got all those energy bars from earlier? Yeah, I knew we wouldn't have time to look for food yesterday, And I didn't want us going hungry, so I came prepared. This is supposed to be a vacation after all, not a survival challenge. Got that food though. After some time, I picked up and tried the now perfectly cooked meat. And how is it? Well, you literally can't get fresher than this. Exactly, you won't find meat as high quality as this in a butcher's. Is it tasty? Is it sweet? Actually, I've got an idea. Anna then grabbed her bag and searched through it, to then pull out a rather large bottle of wine. I was planning to save this for later, but we might as well have some now. She then unscrewed the bottle's cap and took a quick swig from it. Yeah, that's good. She then passed the bottle over to me. Don't drink too much, we have to make it last a week. I proceeded to also take a quick swig from the wine. It was very sweet and flavourful, but it also had a kind of spicy kick to it. That is pretty good. Which is exactly why I brought it. By now, I'd sufficiently dried off, and as the fire slowly died down, we both finished our respective meals, washing them down with sips of wine. First you had s'mores and hot chocolate, now wine. Now I'm really curious what else you have in that bag. I might have a few more surprises for her throughout the week, but I don't want to spoil anything. You'll just have to wait and see. I was definitely surprised by the wine. I assumed you would have been a fan of drinking. I don't drink often, but usually it's just for special occasions. So, why'd you bring the wine this time then? Well, there's only so much you can do in the woods, so I thought bringing some would be helpful in case things started to get too boring. Oh my. But not tonight. I just thought meat would pair better with wine rather than water. Oh. Oh? What? Are you disappointed? Well, it must be the wine talking. You're blaming it on the wine, really? You're either a terrible liar or concerningly lightweight. Shush. By now, I noticed that the sun was much lower in the sky, and it was only a few minutes to sunset. It's getting pretty late, we should get back to camp. Okay, just give me a minute to wash off the blood. Anna walked over to the lake and washed the blood off. Afterward, she came back over, and we made our way back to our camp. By the time we gotten back, it was sunset, and we headed straight into the tent. That's it, we're gonna have a second night in the wilderness. We once again settled down into our makeshift bed and set up together, with Anna lying on her back, one arm wrapped around me, and me at her side, resting my head on her chest. I'm actually glad you managed to talk me into doing this. I've really enjoyed the past 2 days. I'm happy to hear it. And we're still out here for a few more days. You know, maybe this whole work-life balance stuff isn't too bad after all. Hey, I want to explain the whole cliff diving thing from earlier, okay? Look, I'm not scared of heights or cliff diving or whatever, it's just... when you know your life's on the deadline, you stop caring about certain things. I didn't care about the consequences of my actions before, because I knew I wouldn't have been around long enough to deal with them. But thanks to you, I have a second chance now. That's why I'm trying not to be as reckless as before. I want to make sure I don't waste it on something stupid. Oh, Anna. I held her in a tighter embrace and snuggled even closer. I'm sorry for making fun of you and saying you were scared. If I'd known that's how you felt. It's okay. I know you meant it in a good-humoured way. Besides, I probably would have done something similar if the roles were reversed. Still, even if you were scared, I shouldn't have made fun of you. She then gave me a small peck on the top of my head before lying back down. Hey, relax, we're good. Right. How Anna stretched earlier this morning gave me an idea, and now was the perfect time to enact it. I wonder if dragons also like this. I began to put my arm down and started to give Anna some belly rubs. Oh, she's purring. Tell anybody about this and I'll cut out your tongue. You know, I'm looking forward to the rest of this trip more and more, knowing things like this are waiting for me. And I'm looking forward to having the rest of the trip to continuously annoy you. You really just have to ruin a nice moment like this, don't you? Well, I did just say I was going to annoy you throughout the rest of the trip. I hate you. And I love you too. I love you too. And that is the end of the mod. We went camping with Anna, we had a good time, and Anna enjoyed it as well. So that was nice. We kind of did some hunting, went for a splash around in some water, and we just relaxed and enjoyed each other's company. And that is it for this mod. This is Osho signing off, and hopefully I will see you next time.